Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Craftin Desert Divas YouTube channel, this time covering the SVG cut files. In the Craftin Desert Divas shop, right underneath the stamps heading, there is a drop-down menu, and when you click on the SVG cut files in that drop-down menu, you're going to be taken to this section of the website. Now Craftin Desert Divas has SVG cut files for all of their stamp sets. So instead of doing coordinating die sets, you get SVG stamp outlines, which if you have an electronic cutter will cut your stamped images. Now if you don't want to do it that way, you can also go up to the search bar at the top and just type in the stamp set that you want and then type SVG after that, and it will bring up the SVG you want. Now each SVG cut file is 99 cents and it comes in a downloadable format. So once you buy it, you'll click add to cart, you'll go to your cart, and then you'll go through the entire checkout process. And because you are paying for an item here, you will input your credit card information, or you can do PayPal, and then you'll be directed to a direct download. So directly after you buy this, you can download. So here you can see I'm on my checkout here. I'm going to go ahead and proceed to checkout, and then you can either check out as a guest, or you can register an account, or if you're a returning customer, just input your information and go through the checkout process. Once you download, you will be given a zip file, so you're going to need to extract it. So just open it up. Top right hand corner, I'm going to click extract all. It will go ahead and do that for me. And now I've got all of my files extracted, ready to go. Now the way you use these SVG files is going to be completely dependent on what electronic cutting machine and program you use. I'm going to be using the Silhouette Studio software. This is the free version online, and it actually won't cut SVG files. So I'm going to have to open up Inkscape and completely change this to a different file. Inkscape is a free program that you can download online, and then you just want to go ahead and open this file in Inkscape, so your SVG file, then go up to Save As, and you're going to go ahead and change the name. I'm going to change my file name to Garden Bugs DXF file, so I know this is the file I want to open in Silhouette. Now in the Save As type, I want to save it as a DXF file. So I'll go ahead and find that in my menu, click on it, make sure that it's right, then click Save. Then I want to go ahead and click that top square, make sure it has a little check mark in it, and the bottom one I'm going to leave blank, click OK, and now this is going to go ahead and save that SVG file as a DXF file, so I can open it in the free Silhouette program. If you have the upgraded design version, you're not going to need to do that. Or if you have a program that opens SVG files, you won't need to do it either. I just thought I would take you through the process of changing this into a different type of file. So now I'm in the Silhouette Studio software, and I want to go ahead and open up that SVG file or the DXF file in it now. And when it opens up, it's not going to be the right size. So I need to go ahead and in my scale window, I'm going to need to reference back to that photo that is also included in your download, and that's going to give you the right measurements that you need to have your file at, so it's going to match your stamped images. So once I get that, this one is 5.872 inches. So once I did that in my height, it completely corrected the width. So that's all I needed to do. I'll just rotate this so it fits on the sheet that I'm using here. And now I'm going to show you how you can take this and change it from cutting all of these files to just cutting one if you wanted to. So I right-clicked and I clicked Release Compound Path. And what that did then was it released all the images from being one file or one just big group of images into each individual image. So now I've got all of my different outlines here that I can move around and place in different places. I can duplicate them by right-clicking on them if I want to cut more than one at one time. Or I can go in and I can delete certain ones that maybe I don't want to use this time. Or you can leave it as is and simply cut. So here I'm just moving these around, just showing you how you can move them all around on your paper, and also delete some if you wanted to. So if you don't necessarily want to cut all of the images, you don't have time for that, just delete some of them by releasing that compound path, right-clicking and deleting, or just hit your delete button on your keyboard when you have the correct image selected. Now these SVG files, when they are created with a very slim white border around them. So that border that you get with your die cuts is the same border you're going to get with your SVG outlines when you cut your stamped images. So you don't need to do anything more than cut these out and stamp on them. Or you can stamp on them and cut them if that's how your program works. Or if you wanted to, you could use these as die cuts. You can see you can enlarge them or shrink them down to size, whatever you might want to do. But in that case, it's not going to fit your stamped image. Just remember that. You do need to go ahead and keep it at that right size if you want to stamp on it. Now once I have everything exactly where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and at the top right hand corner, I'm going to click Send to Silhouette, and then that's going to go ahead and send this to my machine if I were to have it plugged in. You want to make sure that you do have the red outlines around all of your images. That means it's going to cut right there. Just make sure that those lines are red and you're good to go. A lot of the Craftin Desert Divas design team members use the SVG outlines on their cards as well. Here are a look at just a few of the many examples you'll find over in the Facebook group. And because each machine and program is different from the next one, if you go over to the Facebook group, the design team is always over there and they are ready and willing to answer any of the questions that you might have about these SVG outline files. And of course, these SVG outline files are available in the Craftin Desert Divas shop online. That link will be in the description box below. Thanks for watching.